Welcome to the grounds of the Shiloh Museum. Today we're going to take a little tour of the Searcy House. You can see on either side of me that the windows of the Searcy House have been covered with plastic. We've been doing some renovations the past few weeks. The house was built in 1871, and in 2021 it'll be 150 years old. We want to get it spruced up for its anniversary. Standing in the kitchen of the Searcy House, and before we get going on the tour, I'll give you a little history of the house. It was built in 1871 by Archibald Smith, who also had a hand in building the Shiloh Meeting Hall on the museum's property. Now, the Smith family lived in this house until 1878, and then Owen David Slaughter bought the house, and his family owned it until the early 1880s, when the Searcy family bought it, and they owned it for almost 100 years. It was given to the museum in the will of Annabel Applegate Searcy, and we acquired it in 1980. This room did not start out as a kitchen. It was turned into a kitchen when Lockwood and Annabel Searcy did renovations on the home about 1940. Behind me you'll see a fireplace, one of three in the house. They are all centered on a central chimney, which is a rather unique feature. You don't usually see this in most Ozark homes. It's actually the only one I've ever heard of. Even though it's got decorated with kitchen utensils and things, it's not a cooking fireplace. It's very shallow. It's designed to be in bedrooms or parlors, and the shallow design throws more heat into the room. All right, so here's Annabel and Lockwood's cook stove. This stove is a Roper. It was always a very good brand stove, and it's from 1949. And because it was here and is with the house, is one of the reasons that we interpret the Searcy House for the 1949 period rather than its earlier time periods. So this is great when you can open the doors. It came with a cooking chart. This was a time when people were transitioning from cooking things in a warm oven or a hot oven. They were actually moving on to temperature settings, and this handy chart inside the oven here helped you facilitate your cooking. So these are the kitchen cabinets that Lockwood and Annabel installed during the renovation in 1940. They're really classic of the 1940 era, kind of Art Deco in design. People always ask me how anybody could get into those cupboards way up high. Lockwood Searcy was a very tall man, but even he would have needed a ladder for those. This is the dining room of the Searcy House, and it's also one of the original rooms from the 1871 construction. It would have served as a parlor or as a bedroom in the home. And you can see here's one of our second of our fireplaces. You'll notice the wide lumber from the original construction. So one of the interesting features on this fireplace is these four panels, which look just kind of like decorative wood panels. They actually turn out to be drawers. We have a series of photographs that were taken in 1949 of the Searcy House, and we used those to set up the home for tours. We're in the living room of the Searcy House now, and this is one of the original rooms of the original construction. It's the largest room of the home, and it's also the place where you'll find the third and final fireplace that was part of the original construction. Here's a unique piece of furniture in the living room of the Searcy House. This grandfather clock was not original to the Searcy family. It was something donated to Shiloh Museum a number of years ago by the Harding family. It was built and designed by Charles Harding, and he was the father of Arthur Harding, who served as president of the University of Arkansas during the 1940s. The Searcy family actually had a two-tier desk that went between these two windows. It was built for them specifically for this room, but it's not something that came to the museum when the museum acquired the home. Okay, we're standing at the back of the Searcy House now, and this is what saw most of the renovation when they changed things back in about 1940. Originally, a kitchen and dining room was back here, but they swapped that and moved that forward to the other side of the house and put the bedrooms at what I think is the back, more private area. There's a half story up the stairs to my left. And there's 2 bedrooms here that share an entrance to a bathroom on either side. Here we are on the porch of the Searcy House, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of renovation still going on with it. This porch was added to the original Archie Smith house construction in the late 1800s, and at one time the Searcy family had a well under the roof of the porch. The porch that you see today is from the renovation that Lockwood and Annabel Searcy did in about 1940. They used to have a hammock out here, there, and they also had, Annabel had all of her houseplants out on these extra wide sills. Based on drawings we have of the Searcy House over the years, we believe this is where the well was on the old porch.